It's over 2 minutes into the light featherweight final for 2024 Worlds. Pato trying to finish Jonas Andrade.
Oh, and
now
that's it!
The tap. Diego Pato, 3-time world champion.
Makes it happen again.
Incredible match for Diego Pato.
Without a doubt, Diego Pato is one of the best grapplers in the last few years, dominating in both the gi.
Pato might be finding a little look to the outside, possibly even turning this into a sweep. Oh my goodness.
Pato really putting all his effort into coming up on top. There he goes.
Just barely not giving up this sweep.
Oh, Pato collecting the hips. Looks like he's got a calf slicer. Is he using that to take the back?
Yeah, I don't believe he'd want to try to settle for the submission.
Oh, he will! Diego Pato lobbing his way up the back, gets 2 points. Pato gets his second world title. 2021 and now 2023 black belt light featherweight world champion.
And in no gi.
It looks like Diego Pato is on his way to his second world no-gi title. Time runs out. Diego Pato is your featherweight champion here at the 2023 World's No-Gi. Gets his second title, has 2 fingers in the air. Beautiful performance from Pato.
More so than any other grappler, he's been able to translate his skills, tactics, and techniques over in a way that has rarely ever been seen. And in this video, I hope to show how Pato became the best no-gi leg lock artist. So let's dive in. I know this might piss off all my no-gi bros, but if we really want to understand Pato's rise, we have to start in the gi. And I was surprised to find out that one system that we've covered in detail on this channel also happened to be a mainstay of Pato's game. Let's watch a few clips together and see if you can spot this system for yourself.
I'm sure he's very used to this type of guard that Diego is playing against him, and now he's doing a good control of his own there, but Diego is going very well underneath him, keeping that collar grip and going to inverted guard and turning everything to the other side. There was a very nice transition by Diego.
You can see he's gripping it with his right hand, and this opens up a very powerful series of sweeps or even back takes.
Yeah, nice. He uses that to elevate and come up over the top. Still searching for the back, but did get the back exposure to the ground. Really like the use of the lapel that way, and beautiful
nice
cartwheel.
Yeah.
If you haven't guessed it by now, Pato has mastered the warm guard system, which includes the squid guard,
but in the end, I think Pato's experience really was able to help him edge out that win in the semifinals and lead him here to the final against Meron.
Yeah, of course. Let's not forget that Diego Pato in the blue gi, he is the returning world champion.
Yeah, he's been working so many varied leg attacks, both gi and no gi. He's one of those guys that he's one of the best guys who can do both, right?
reverse Dilla worm,
Meron came into this division as the #1 seed, being the 2022 world champion. Pato was #2.
Oh, but look at Pato getting up on this sweep.
Beautiful use of the lapel to try and come up on this sweep.
Polish worm rider,
O Pato vai ter que buscar a raspagem e o Sodré tentar passar. O que está complicando o Sodré é que ele está deixando o Pato enrolar muito essa lapela, tá livre para enrolar, raspou de novo.
ringworm,
Now he's switching his attacks, but that lasso is so difficult to pass, and I was there at the Unity Jiu-Jitsu gym in New York watching him train just a couple of weeks ago as part of that World's training camp, and I gotta say it is his guard work is very, very impressive, especially especially the use of the lasso, but now he's brought the lapel into play.
Done with this. Final.
Mayhem came into this division as the #1 seed, being the 2022 world champion.
Actually, to get his way to this gold medal, got to stay in this top position, shut down the guard, stay away from submission attacks. He's got to be careful about leaving these feet out as well.
And of course, the worm guard itself.
Would say it's probably unlikely that Fabricio Andre accepts another sweep this close to the end of the match. At least if that's up to him. Although right...
See that he's past the lapel, the tail end of the jacket, rounds into what looks like a worm guard position. It's
Invented by Keenan Cornelius in the 2010s. His rivalry with the likes of Murillo Santana and Leandro Lo, RIP Leandro, both of the Unity team, which is also the team that Pato was on for several years. So we can surmise that it's through them and the other Unity fighters that Pato picked up this game, which he would eventually master through the use of one grip in particular. Check out these matches and see if you can find Pato's favorite grip. I like to call this the joystick grip, and with it, Pato is able to connect the entire worm guard system.
So basically everything's off this lapel here. So something I picked up from Pato is just, I call this the joystick grip. So basically a lapel lasso. So you can either just stuff it in there and wrap. That's usually what Pato does. He just will get that gi and start wrapping it and pass it to the inside hand. And sometimes he'll even just stay here too.
I think what we're seeing here now too is Pato going back to tying up Mayhem a little bit as much as he can with these lapels, which
making for a relentless attacking strategy.
If you can get here, that opens up everything. You have your ringworm, squid guard, reverse tiller worm, Polish worm rider, and then squid guard here.
So we have the worm guard system, which is a nightmare in itself to deal with, but there are even more layers to Pato's game. He also makes great use of the De La Riva guard, both overhooking and underhooking. Pato's De La Riva is designed for one thing and one thing only. Examine these matches and try to follow along. From everywhere, Pato's main goal is to get to the back. And to do that, he uses his De La Riva for several attacks. Using the overhook, he can threaten the Kaotera lock.
I don't know, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Pato to get this one back.
Yeah, Malachi's done an amazing job. And Pato, though, is relentless and so dangerous that he's still absolutely in this thing with 1.5 minutes left.
Oh, Mayhem doing a great job with his posture, mitigating that. What looked like it could have been a dangerous situation, but oh my gosh, look at the torque on the knee. Diego Pato forcing the back
grips.
And using the underhook, he can go for the classic Berimbolo to the crab ride.
Bonus Andrade representing Cicero Costa International. Pato in on the crab ride. Oh, it's almost on the back already.
Already deep.
Way up.
like Pato? No, I think it's... Oh, it's this nice work from Pato.
He got his knee out though, so just missed it.
And of course, the Matrix back take, which is something that Pato is well known for. From the De La Riva, we next go to the cross sleeve guard, also known as the cross guard, that Pato employs alongside his keymaster for a laser-like entry into the Matrix. You know what? Let's actually watch a few of those entries because they're really good.
Malaka's got to be careful here. Pato could come out on the back again.
Oh, knee bar attack here.
Pato's looked great this weekend. Has a couple submissions. Got one yesterday. Got an ankle lock today. against a tough opponent, Mario Alvarado.
Next, we have the 50-50 position. Popularized by athletes like Rafa Mendes, Bruno Frazzato, Ryan Hall, the 50-50 has to be one of Pato's best positions, and he uses it very strategically. Making use of the lapel ankle lock control, Pato has been able to sweep and take the back of some of the best grapplers in the world, especially when it comes down to those crucial moments in a match.
Pato might be finding a little look to the outside, possibly turning this into a sweep. Oh my goodness, look at Mayram just hovering above the ground.
Trying to maintain top position.
Oh my goodness.
Pato really putting all his effort into coming up on top.
So if you ever find yourself in Pato's 50-50, all I gotta say is good luck. And when all else fails, Pato has a mean deep lasso sweep to his left side that can turn the tide of a match in a split second. Alright, so that's basically Pato's bottom game in a nutshell, but I also want to shine a light on his top game, which often gets overlooked. While good at outside passing, Pato's real strength lies in his pressure passing. And to make use of his pressure, Pato has also mastered the use of the lapel grip from on top to pass on some of the best guard players. Observe these matches and take note of how Pato is able to connect his passes.
Maybe now utilize a shin hook to put that knee back to the ground. Oh, I think he got his arm out. Yeah, his arm's out now. Now Malachi needs to be careful. He's letting him in tight. Letting him in close.
Beautiful pressure passing here from Pato. Don't forget that he is representing. Oh, he moves around into the side.
It's interesting to me to see Pato so comfortable going right into the closed guard because he came up on top, and obviously oftentimes you see people go straight into passing. But look how he has the lapel threaded through with his right hand behind the back of Mateus. And now he's like very much in a smash pass style, starting to bring that right knee through. And it's not something we see too often with the light featherweights. Right? Wow, really telling here the pressure that Pato's starting to pour on. Wow, big float over there. Knees together.
Pretty foot over again. The pressure that he's putting there in the upper body, it's amazing.
Using the lapel under the back, Pato has developed an efficient system that allows him to pass using the log splitter, as well as the smash pass, body lock, knee cut, and an interesting take on the tripod pass, making Pato a point scoring machine.
Wow, finishes with a rear naked choke in the gi. We don't get to see that too often after a 17-point lead.
So now for the part that you guys have all been waiting for. Pato's game in no-gi is almost a perfect translation of his game from the gi. And while a lot of the elements will be the same, like his matrix or K-guard for no-gi, as it's known as, Pato is even more dangerous without the gi. Which is crazy, huh? You would not expect that. Utilizing a 2-on-1 arm control, which mirrors his cross sleeve guard, Pato is able to enter what I like to call a leg trap from the Keymaster, which opens up all of his K-guard options. And it's through watching his matches that I noticed 4 similar responses that his opponents would often cycle through. First one being knee down.
And Pato, known as one of the most deadliest submission hunters in this category, many looking at him as the favorite. And as I say that, he's attacking the leg of Ash Williams right away.
You know, sometimes we'll get here, and so to relieve that pressure, he'll turn his knee down. Okay, and usually all of this stuff you see more from newer guys that aren't used to the matrix. More experienced guys really don't do this kind of move where they put their knee down, but pretty much the same concept. I'm using that shin against his hamstring, and here I can even try to pull his leg towards me, so if he tries to move at all, you know, it's really hard. Okay, from here I'm going to replace my shin with my foot, let go of the leg, little sit up.
Often as a response to the Kyotera lock or the underhook de la Hiva, when he's able to get both of his hands together, in which case Pato can follow up with these type of attacks. The next response is probably the most common against people that aren't experienced in combating the Matrix, and that's to turn their back.
Less than a minute to go. Diego Pato Oliveira attacking Josh Cisneros, hugging that leg, opens the guard now. Little matrix guard action there. Cisneros attacking the foot of just slipped off. I thought he snapped it, but it was a slip on the toe hold.
It's the wrong leg that's in there. Now he's going to get the back, as you mentioned, it's a matrix style back take.
Once I start going for the matrix, sometimes he'll start to turn his back. So this time he's not putting his knee on the floor, but he just turns his back. I move that leg up into the hip, and I need to get my knee inside of his knee. And that kind of, I'm popping, but that helps me control Jeff's leg, okay? Control his leg. From here, I'm gonna throw my leg over, but let's talk a little bit about this because people get injured all the time going for matrix. When I place my leg in, I don't want my shin pointing towards me or at the ceiling, because now if you were to fall back by accident, you know, I'm putting a lot of pressure, a lot of strain on my ligaments, okay? So that happened to Ronaldo Jr. back in the day, a few years ago, and that's how he got injured.
His right hand has been free up until right now, where we see a little bit of knee bar.
So when I place that leg, usually I'll pivot off his hip, okay? And that'll help me bring my leg over, and I'd like to do a chop, okay? And notice my shin is driving into Jeff's hamstring. I'm not pointing up, not pointing towards me, going forward.
Something that Pato is very good at. The third response, the spin out, is a more advanced defense that we see with the lighter weight fighters. And while it does protect you from Pato's back take, it puts you in range of his devastating leg locks. Because once you spin out, you land in Pato's 50-50 or cross ashi that even high level grapplers struggle to get out of.
Pato on the attack once again, looking for the heel.
And lastly, the opponent can try to turn in, but Pato even has answers for that.
I think there might have been one attempt from Pato that he really had to address. Pato stays off, trying to get behind that foot. Back in the 50-50.
The last option we're gonna look at, you're gonna see more so the big guys that Pato fights do this. So we're here. Sometimes they're gonna bring this down, this knee down, and they'll turn in and fight this far leg, okay? And so in that case, it's really hard to, keep it away, I can't do the matrix anymore, right? So instead of just giving up my attack, I'm gonna bring this foot off the hip, and I'm gonna thread it underneath. From here, you get into ashi or almost 50-50 position.
In his use of a low ankle lock,
Exhausting this can be for the person on the bottom when you're active going from side to side here. He gets outside ashi here again. He's got over grip on that leg there, like an ankle, Damien.
the 50-50, and a sick calf slicer position.
Damien gets that knee line free. Pato, grip to the hips now, trying to work his way up the back of Anderson.
I would also like to point out that while the normal matrix setup is centered around controlling the knee, Pato also has his own variation where he controls the opponent's ankle close to his chest, almost like the Mikey footlock control.
Controlling this leg, I can consider this like a knee trap. This is more traditional matrix control. But one thing Pato does really good, usually, you know, if he can get this, he'll use it. But usually he does like almost like a Mikey grip. So from here, you know, I can do my matrix. I can come underneath, and that's why the guy feels like they can pull, like try to pull your leg out.
Pato just relentless here on the bottom. Shoots the leg over the top. In the saddle here.
Oh my goodness, very interesting leg attack from Diego Pato as well.
Oh, now that thing can hurt, but there Pato's in on the leg. Sort of into the K-guard style. He got his knee line. He had his knee. Yeah, there you see. He yanked that knee line in there. That's something that he's very good at.
And it gives him so much versatility in his ability to attack. And we couldn't talk about Pato without going over his false reap game. Watch a few of these matches and tell me if you notice anything.
Where other people cannot. Dives onto submissions and yet not. Oh, knee bar! Big knee bar! Huge win for Diego Pato! With various techniques, whether it's, oh, look at this, going for the legs, and I was.
Pato actually has two main entries into his false reap. One using the single leg control and the other a little less used but also still effective, where he controls the ankle from the reverse De La Riva grip while the other hand controls the knee. Going for his false reap, Pato does something a little different from how other people set theirs up. Here's a clip of me doing the standard false reap setup.
And one thing Pato does, we used to show just rolling, like kind of rolling like this and trying to clear. That's kind of how most people learned the false reap.
Now compare that to Pato's way of setting up his false reap. I know it seems like a little detail, but as my good friend Adam used to say, the devil is in the details. But Pato's false reap doesn't just exist in a vacuum by itself. And something I also notice, not just from his false reap, but also from every other attack, is just how fast Pato gets in on his positions. Look at these matches and try to make the connection for yourself.
Try to go on a straight footlocker, or that toe hold, that modified toe hold. Now that thing can hurt, but there, Pato's in on the leg.
Pressure here as Krellinson sits up, holding the back of the neck. Again, look at the maneuverability and the flexibility of Diego Pato.
With many competitors studying Pato's false reap game and learning how to shut it down, Pato was forced to figure out another way to attack. And the solution he found was to connect his false reap to his K-guard via the Keymaster guard. So in effect, he can attack from both sides of his opponent's body anytime he wants.
You know, I had this whole system, this false reap system. It does work really well, but say he knows that he's fighting this top leg. That's probably the smartest thing they can do. But another option opens up, and that's for the far side leg, okay? So when I'm here, I can start looking for the far side and get into the K-guard.
In a way that no other grappler has done before, that even pro no-gi grapplers struggle to avoid.
Pato pursuing his A game here, really slowing Kennedy down. I mean, Kennedy has not been able to enact any offense because he's just completely wrapped up.
Kennedy even. Oh, and Diego Pato gets a tap!
And when Pato attacks, it's hard to describe how exactly he does it. So watch and see for yourself if you could manage to escape from one of Pato's leg locks.
Explosive movements of the competitors he fought against. And look at this, underneath once again.
Oh, Pato got a good bite on this right leg, and he gets the tap.
Oh my goodness!
Pato.
That quickly! So has gone on record. Oh, here we go. We might not even need to see if Diego Pato.
Oh, wow. What timing on this sweep here.
Oh, and it turns into a knee bar.
Oh,
look at that.
Wow.
From a takedown attempt, sitting back to the ground and knee barring. That tripped us up, Jay.
Pato's top game is very much an extension of his gi passing game, using some outside passing but mostly body lock passing and tripod passing to great effect.
1 minute left. Diego Pato looks all but secure in his position as the 2023 IBJJF No-Gi World Champion. We'll see if Gianni Grippo has any fairy dust he can sprinkle on this match to make this happen.
Looks like Pato might get another guard pass.
You try to take the back. Yeah, if he switches his legs.
Too long.
Yeah.
Pato now.
He's in good position.
Yeah,
he
now
should be able to mount here.
Different strategy. Points are on. Pato's now progressing, looking to pass. Got a nice underhook on that left side. Double underhooks from the mount.
There's trying. That makes this whole position much easier for Pato. If he puts his left hook in, there's the knee cut.
Many viewers might still ask, how exactly did Pato become so great at leg locks? And I believe that there are several factors for this. One being his foundational understanding of all the guards that he uses, as well as phenomenal guard retention, which is often the most overlooked aspect of all great guard players, their ability to maintain their guard. And Pato does this with what I like to call the duck foot defense. Check out these instances of him using it to defend against almost every passing attempt.
Oliveira, look at the passing attempt there by Diogo Hayes.
Yeah, that right arm is really nice. That he did that immediately. Now see if he exits right away, because now that's what I was talking about. You got to exit sooner than that. He's in on the legs, Pato. Wow, what the crap.
Maybe they felt that transition into the kind of the position where he was attacking with his whole hold was technically kind of a guard, and then when he came up on top, that was two.
Around the neck,
that looks good.
Jumping,
Oh.
but Souza manages to get his head out, and now puts a little bit of pressure on. Busy, he's going for that relentless guard passing style that we know him so well.
Pato.
Oh, look at this.
Can shuck those legs to the side, and if he can get those hips to the mat, then
Look at the flexibility of Pato. He's simply sticking his other leg with his hand in front of Cade.
So his defense keeps him in the game, but what really sets Pato apart, and you could say is almost like his superpower, is his ability to attack and to move on to his next attack before his opponents can even react.
Tall task here. We have history. I believe that Pato has slightly more victories than. That's a nice heel hook right there. That's on. I mean, that Pato will slow that down. Ooh, right on a straight foot lock. He got on that quick. Got on that very quick.
Which I call his seamless attack. And I can't even count how many times I had to stop and rewind some of his matches just so I could see what exactly he did. I mean, some of his topside attacks really had me scratching my head.
To get his vengeance. Look at that back.
Yeah.
Sometimes Pato starts to pass, and he's been working it more so now. He'll just let the guy start to turn and get into this weird positions. I just call it topside leg entanglements. You'll see guys like William Tackett, they'll get in these positions. Tariq has been working this stuff. So Pato will start looking for the legs.
Back attack, the back take there, very unorthodox.
But there's guys that are working these kind of attacks where they get
his foot in the middle. See how he's trying to loop it through the middle? There it is. A little leg attack there.
Oh, nice heel hook attempt there.
That's kind of the hard thing. Like, they might throw something that you're like, oh shit, what is this? So you guys got to stay active, stay learning. That's what me and Jeff do. Try to stay up on what the new kids are doing, what they're saying. I mean, I don't know what Sigma and Riz mean, but you know.
Another big thing that I noticed, not only unique to Pato, but also the lighter weight classes that he competes in, is just the level of talent there is and how much these guys are constantly fighting against each other. A common saying in jiu-jitsu is that iron sharpens iron, and the lighter weight classes are the perfect example of this. Being filled with world champions like Pato, Mikey, Fabricio Andre, Samuel Nagai, Isaac, ADCC champions like Diogo, and hungry young grapplers like Serpa. Just waiting to make a name for themselves. And this all ensures that they keep reaching new heights, with Pato being at the forefront. And it's for all of these reasons that Diego Pato is changing BJJ forever.